Good afternoon, welcome. Would you join me to stand for the pledge? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First thing on the agenda is the approval of payroll for August 12th, 2013. Motion is second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. And claims August 8th and August 15th. Motion is second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. We have a couple items that didn't make it to the agenda that I think we'll go ahead and take care of first. Frontier T1 line contract. Is there anybody here on that? Okay, John. Yeah. How are you?
Fantastic. This is our final T1 line for the fire department, countywide simulcast system that we've had to deal with AT&T and Frontier at this point to hop in the Michigan City to cover the northeast part of the county. So thus that makes it a little more expensive than all the other ones, as you can clearly see. The NRC on the contract is the non-recurring charge that's the install, and then the MRC is the recurring charges for the per-year contract.
So this is total cost of $43,507.30.
Correct, over the 3 years.
Over the 3-year period. And where's the money for the fund?
Just coming out of our telephone line item, we already have it there. Yeah.
And how many T1 lines does this give you? 12. Well, the top of the station.
12 sites, 12 but it's, none of the fire departments will be able to complain that they can't hear us anymore, or we can't hear them. The way we built it out, there's redundancy built in as well.
Well, in that northeast corner of the county is always been a problem.
Correct, yes.
Any questions? Is there a motion? Motion is second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. We have a request by the city of Valparaiso to use the courthouse grounds September 7th. They want to use the parking garage. Is there somebody here on that? Who is here on that? Melissa, you want to give us a little bit of a history on that?
Their request is to use the courthouse grounds, like they are the grounds, and then they just want the inflation of the parking garage will be available for parking for their chargers.
Yeah, that's our yearly fundraiser for our parking garage.
Yeah.
Heidi said she would be good enough, because you're going to get a vacation then. So Heidi said she would be good enough to oversee that event this year and make us all kinds of money, right?
That's right.
You know what, I think we ought to talk about the fee a minute, though. How old is the Popcorn Fest, and how long have we been doing this?
Well, people start coming in early in the morning. So, and it goes until 5?
Not part of it, but
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
But how many years have we been doing it altogether, allowing their use of the garage?
I don't know, I've been here almost 15 years.
Every year.
It's pretty long.
And ever since we started it, the fee that we charge is $5.
it was 3 for a long time, and we moved it up to 5.
How long?
Probably 7 years. It's more of a round number, and I really don't have it, it's changed. cheaper than most of the parking areas around.
Yeah, no, and you're closer to the activity. So you don't wanna make change, or you wanna leave it the same, or what's the?
Well, I think to make a change, it'll be harder if you have to deal with, without a building check.
Any thoughts?
Next year, when the parking garage is all new and improved, we can say,
We're usually open, 6 AM to 5. So we're open most of the day.
Okay, well, we'll,
We leave it open longer, when it's closes, and maybe
well, that's my point, because usually you do that with 3 or 4 people, and they're here all day long, so,
and we have to beg people,
yeah,
yeah.
we have to beg.
yeah. But I have 3 people and myself, so.
Coming in the last hour.
I wasn't sure if they had anything planned, after the protest, but if they do, we might still get some.
Well, our alternative is not to do anything, they'll park there anyway, and we'll come back on Monday morning and not have a gate on our park garage.
I'll go by.
Somebody won't have 50 cents, and they'll just take the gate off.
No, it's really not.
Before there, we can track that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's,
We'll just do that.
what are the other, prices going for closure?
$7.
Why don't we leave it at 5 for this year, and then we'll revisit it next year, in the interim, we'll go over how to make change. But, and that's the other thing, we were, you'll get a memo, all, employees will get a memo that their, fobs will be deactivated, for that particular weekend. Only office holders and, key employees will have access to the building with their fobs. We had a problem a couple of years ago when some employee entered the building, decided to leave through the front door and left it wide open. So all the fairgoers decided that it was a good thing, nice bathrooms to use at the administration building. We really had a mess, so fobs will be deactivated. Okay, I need a motion to permit the use of the garage for the city of Alpharetta and the courthouse grounds.
Make a motion to remove the courthouse and
Motion is second, all those in favor, say by saying aye. Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carries. As long as, sorry. Nah, it would be good. As long as we're on the parking garage, we should also mention that, the construction project for the voter registration machines is going to begin fairly soon.
Thursday.
Thursday, okay. And the construction manager and the construction company have asked us to vacate the bottom row. So we're gonna be doing a little relocation for those people that park in the, what's considered to be the basement level of the garage. And truly, it's only gonna affect the commissioners and probably the auditor and the assessor and treasurer, so, Heidi's gonna get those changed pretty quick, probably tomorrow or the next day, so when.
They're already changed.
Are they already changed?
They're done.
So, when, if you're one of those people named when you come in with the garage next time, it's, look for your spot, because it's out there somewhere, you just have to. It depends on how much material, they've already had one truck offload some material for that construction. Yeah, we're gonna lose those spaces.
What's the problem?
Yeah.
Well, I would say that if it's open to where you guys park,
Okay.
then,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, handicap, you usually park handicap Does anybody vote for 8? That would be nice. I think if everybody else is charging 7 would be appropriate, and that's what we should do, and we'll just have to see to it that you have change. How's that?
Okay, Nancy, we'll see to that.
Okay, I guess I need a motion to that effect. Okay, second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carries, okay. And you've got something else, don't you, Heidi, under, okay, we're gonna, I got some more to finish up under the late request first, and then we'll come back to you in just a minute, okay?
Employees, though, are the employees going to be able to park for free?
What have you done in the past?
They've already stuck it through.
Yeah, they already park.
They have to show their parking pass or occurred.
Yeah.
Fine. All right, we're gonna have a presentation from Patrick Webb on the Dome property that is on the east side of Valparaiso, and Patrick's here representing the city of Valparaiso, and talk about things.
Good afternoon. Wish I could confirm you with this potential possibility of transferring the parcel property to the city of Valparaiso. Mr. Evans indicated this is a Dome property, probably was an actual Evans property, or potentially Line Marshall. Built in 2001 time frame. The last occupant of Line Marshall filed bankruptcy in 2010. We weren't sure when it was occupied, but we got 3 or 4 years unoccupied. About 2 months ago, the city did an inspection of the property. It's in substantial disrepair between water damage, mold, just simply lack of use of that property for that period of time. From our vantage point in the city, the really only viable option was some really unique developer would be to demolish that building, make it available as an unimproved lot for possible improvement going forward. The city has estimated demolition costs to be about $50,000 for the total package. That doesn't include possibly finding other problems with the demolition material, but about that amount there. Commissioners are probably aware that there is a process under Indiana law where if a property goes through a tax sale process and there's no bidders on that parcel of property, the commissioners have the discretion of transferring it to the unit of government. For example, the city of Valparaiso will be the recipient of that property there. In fact, this year, I believe the code was changed to now require every county to notify each city and town of any parcels that are on the tax sale rolls, to at least give that community an opportunity. What I'm doing right now is potentially ask the commissioners to consider it if in fact the parcel is not sold at the tax sales. From our perspective, to a certain degree, whether the property sells or doesn't sell at tax sale is almost irrelevant. I mean, from our vantage point, this is not going to be a parcel property used by the city for any public purposes. The goal of the city would be is to put this parcel property in condition where if they best utilize it, put back on tax rolls, so all the taxing authorities are able to receive some revenue from the parcel there. There are other situations, I suspect, where because of a project or otherwise, the community may not want their motive known to apply the property. In this situation, and we hope somebody comes to tax sale and pays the $1.4 million that's owed on that property right now, and has some creative use for that parcel of property. But as our inspections have shown and past has indicated, probably is something out there that's going to pay that kind of money. And so this is a situation where we see the potential of the city stepping in, doing the groundwork, and hopefully having somebody come into our community and utilize that parcel of property in its best form. So with that, I know I guess suggested to the commissioners that if this concept would be that you want to consider moving down forward with, I would be willing to put together some potential policies or procedures for your attorney, the commissioners to look at. Unfortunately, have some time with the next tax sales not until the end of October, and so our preferred route would be is to wait for that tax sale to go completion. If the property sells, the property does not sell, then we would formally petition you to transfer that property to us and open to your attorney. There are different ways that can be done, whether the tax deed or tax certificate. Those are things that we can work out down the road. So
benefit, I would say, to everyone if we have a piece of property that $1.4 million is owed on, and it's just gonna continue to accrue more taxes. We're never gonna sell it. The cost of demolition, $350,000 onto what someone would have to pay in the back taxes. I can't see that as a very good metric for anyone to go into. So I think this might be a win-win situation for the city and the county, other than we have to pay to tear it down. Those kind of things are the only thing that would concern me. In the transfer of the property, could we get a guarantee that you would demolish the structure and make it shovel-ready for the next purchaser? Could we also entertain the possibility of, if it becomes a TIF district, say, the taxes continue to pass through so that the county doesn't hand it over to you and then never has the opportunity to collect its fair share again, type thing?
I think the answer to both of those are yes. In the process to transfer the property, there needs to be a joint resolution, either into both the county as well, in this case, the city of Valparaiso. So either in that document or other document, those type of conditions could be placed on there. Obviously, again, it's at your discretion. So at the end of the day, if you don't feel comfortable transferring the property, you keep it. So, I mean, certainly on the issue of the demolition, I mean, that's, goes without saying. On the TIF, the only comment I make, and again, there's a lot more particulars to go into, is that most likely it'd be the City Development Commission being the entity funding the demolition. I don't want to where we can at least recapture that out-of-pocket expense, but those are things I'm sure we can work out as part of the resolution or the agreed upon transfer documents. But as a concept, I don't disagree the county should receive what they're entitled to receive.
Questions? Concerns? I know the statute's changing this year, and we are going to be charged with letting municipalities know of properties within the borders that are delinquent and have failed to sell at the commissioner's sale. Is there also a statute, or do you know, or should we look at this further, that what if we don't want to sell it to the municipality? What if we want to hold it for auction? I'm getting good at that. Is that a possibility?
Correct, and I don't think there's anything that I've seen in the code that obligates you to transfer property, whether it was successful at the tax sale, that's a whole different category, but if property goes through a tax sale and for one reason or other they're not bid on, you have the discretion. I read nowhere where you are obligated to transfer that property.
But
Yeah.
I agree.
But I didn't think that that the law spoke to the possibility of an outside party other than the governmental entity of the municipality. Okay. I think that for my part, I think that it would be something we would welcome to get into transferring these to get back on the tax rolls. It's a good idea.
Thank you for your time, appreciate it.
Thank you, Patrick. Okay, I'm going to get back to our regular agenda here. Office holders and department heads. Hi. Where'd she go? There she is. Paint and carpet proposals, speed bump. Al, she's not putting a speed bump on the highways.
I was waiting.
I would like to put it at 700.
Okay, we're gonna paint and carpet which offices?
We're going to paint the courthouse.
The courthouse?
Yes,
What color?
in the courthouse.
All
The normal color.
right.
Yeah. So, and I think that's all I have for paint is the courthouse at this time.
Okay. So you're gonna do paint first?
Well, there's not going to be any carpet. This is all the stairwells.
Okay.
And let's see, it's Steve Parkins and Steve Meyer's office, the maintenance room, owner's office, Tracy from the family.
So you have 3 proposals?
For the paint, yes.
Yes.
Okay, Mike,
and Judge Alexa, that's all we done. Anything else, no. Not that you guys want.
We may
We're
revisit
finishing
that.
this building.
Okay. We may revisit that, the courthouse.
Okay.
What's your recommendation for?
My recommendation would be, leverage painting. And only because in the stairwell, he's going to use Durban on the walls. So if there's ever any water again, will not happen what's happening right now. I mean, the wall's literally deteriorating, so. Pardon? Yeah.
And the total was 46, 76?
No, it's 5,675.
Wait, it's 5,000.
It's at the bottom. $5,675.
I don't think I have that.
It's really small, it's on the signature.
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
Because it says estimate, 4,975, and then there's a turn, and then right underneath it, it says,
Oh, I got it. Okay.
lower than that.
Okay, questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment for us for the amount of $5,675, to by leverage painting and upgrade, to change our CCD building account 1138-994210.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? Okay, we do. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. And then you want to put a speed bump in the parking garage for those people exiting. You can go ahead and tell your story if you want, how you almost got run over and how everybody flies out of there all the time.
Yes, it is very dangerous in the parking lots, but, I was out there the other day when Mike Vernon was there, and he was working on a gate, and somebody just came around from the second level, and good thing I have good eyesight, and seen them, and, I mean, they would have ran me over. They need to slow down. Everybody just needs to slow down.
When they fly in,
They-
and then they're leaving, they're going so fast, but then they move their cars underneath the
Right.
parking gate, and then they're passing them.
Okay,
And when you come from the first level up to the second level, that turn that's right there, actually, I think we need to put one there. Because this is where nobody slows down.
Going up.
And by the gate.
I wouldn't mind putting one, I understand your need and I see what you're getting at, but I don't think we need to decorate them all over the parking garage. You know, the people going up have to slow down for those turns or they're not gonna make the turn. If you wanna put one, as people exit, maybe right by the concrete, pillar so that they have to slow down going into the gate, I can understand that.
Going into the gate, it's actually going out.
Going out the gate.
Yeah, going
In
out.
and out, I mean, they get
Yeah.
coming in, and they shoot up that way.
But that's where they fly up to the gate.
Right. Like, when people leave here at 4:30, you have one person that's here, and the next person is so close to the bumper, I'll guarantee you, sometimes they don't even have to use their dash to get out, because they're so close to each other. And that's how people hit each other. Well, run people over.
But you put the mirror up, it just tells them when quicker and go faster.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a
But do we
smart
want
car
to
in
take
my car.
You would be surprised how fast people drive.
Yeah. I think we just need to slow people down a little bit.
Even at the entrance too, that gate goes up, and they shoot up that ramp.
And I'm with Al, I don't like speed bumps at all, but,
I don't
this will be,
particularly like
this
it,
will
but-
be, rubber material that'll be able to be removed, so the snowplow doesn't
Yep.
have to get all dinged up and.
It will. Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not opposed to trying one, I guess. see how it looks.
Um,
400 and,
So the one from Light Meridian.
Well, yeah.
Two feet,
Mhm.
6 foot and 2 foot.
yeah, one's 4 foot and one's 6 foot.
we need those to make one length of the lane, is that what you're saying?
No, you can either use a 4 foot one or you can use a 6 foot one. So, and actually, when Light and Burning was here, the reason why they suggested 2, yeah, going out and coming in.
I still don't, the coming in, I still don't get because people have to slow down for those turns, so I don't know. Let's try one at the exit, and that's the 6 foot one for $234.90, how's that?
On Ranger.
Anybody
Is
else?
that who it was from, on Ranger?
Yeah, I get it. That's what I said.
That's what Light Meridian.
Where's that?
Right on the other side. It'd be, on Light and Burning, it would be $232 a piece for the 6 foot one,
Get the cheaper one.
which would be Granger.
So whenever the snowplow comes, we'll have to remove it?
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, probably need to take it out when the winter starts and move it out.
Yeah, so they can, because they plow the parking lot. And they assured me that
Not on the exit though, they don't.
Oh, yeah, they do. They come and they plow on the third, they come from the top floor before anybody gets here and plows all the way down the parking lot.
Okay, is there a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the ski bumps for the parking garage in the amount of $232 from Light and Burning, and taking out feasibility account 1138, line item 3620.
There's,
Is it Light and Burning or is it, Light and Burning?
there's a second? I'll second it. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. One opposed. All right, put your speed bump in, hope it works. You have to get it to how to locate someplace. Okay, Al Holman, lease purchase.
Carpet.
Oh, we got carpet, I thought we were doing carpet.
No, we went through the paint. Paint, speed bump, carpet. The 307, IP, and, the assessors.
You have one, vendor you'd like to use for all three offices?
Yes,
What's your recommendation?
that's the one.
The dollar amount?
174.42. It's 116.52.25. And the last one is 7,184.
Questions?
We need to make the addition on the carpet
On the 12 foot, right?
yeah, for that,
Add that to it and put that in the storage till we need it.
right. Okay, but the assessors, what does your bid say for the assessors?
And let's just look at the total.
We don't care.
For total? For the assessors?
There's 3 separate quotes for each.
Yeah, there's 3. Well, there should only be 1 for the assessors.
The IT area is 784.42. Meeting room 307 is 1,652.25. And the assessor's office is 7,101.84.
And then whatever your additional, the 12 by 33 piece you need, just have them figure that at the same rate as the other. So we'll give you.
Yeah, I think that would be the same as, it's like, I figured it out to be 144 square feet, so.
Okay, and then just add that to the bulk of the rest of it. I'll entertain a motion for those 3 rooms, 307 IT and the assessor, plus the additional that she needs that will be added to the contract, once it's complete.
start all over.
Well, that means you gotta start on it tomorrow. Okay, and you just wanna refresh everybody's memory on the, where the money's coming from?
This will be all out of MVH funds, lease purchase line item. We have sufficient funds to cover it for this year, and hopefully if our budget's approved for 2014, we'll be able to carry on.
You're gonna get a raise for your MVH for next year.
We already have, starting in August. Double notice, somebody smarter than us looked around and found out that there was a stipulation in some sort of code that one state agency is only allowed to have so much money in their fund, and lo and behold, there was an additional $1.5 million that they found, so they also split that out to MVH funds. We're scheduled to receive anywhere between 1.1 and 1.3 million.
That's pretty good. And I had a conversation with Vicki the other day, and I think the state is sitting on some of the other money that belongs to the county as well. And we need to look into that and see if we can't get our due. Personally, I'd like to see your guys get a raise out of this if that's possible. I mean,
We would like to see our guys get a raise also. It's been put into the budget, it'll be to the council as we know. We've been pretty frugal with the money, and we're not going to appropriate it all the first year. We'd like, as normal, keep a large cash balance on hand for emergencies that come along. Perhaps equipment purchases down the line. We've been fortunate, the trucks that we've purchased, the money that we've been able to save on maintenance and repairs has really started to add up where we're not near as desperate as we used to be.
do we want a mechanic yet, or do we lay off one of the mechanics?
No, we're probably gonna have to hire a computer expert though, because all these new computer options. The Allison Transmission is actually sending our head mechanic to a 2-day workshop in Indianapolis, and they are paying for it.
Well,
We've managed to acquire enough Allison transmissions that we're considered a major fleet now. And the training alone would be several $1,000, so we're pretty fortunate we're getting it for free.
now, do the trucks send him an email when they need something done?
The trucks actually have computer codes in them that we can punch in. It's amazing. The more we've had them, the longer we've had them, the more we've been able to find out about them. Services are all scheduled on the computer. We have an option called FleetMate on our trucks that give us an email message when we're due for service. Normal incidental mechanical items, we can punch in the computer codes and it'll tell us exactly what part we're looking for. We can monitor the speed, the average speed, the number of times it stops, fuel mileage, the route patterns, the road temperatures. We're getting pretty technical.
Yeah.
We have LTAP, Indiana Technical Assistance Program, coming up next week to show our fleet to a few other counties that are pretty impressive what we've been able to do.
And the beds are galvanized so that the salt doesn't, stainless
Steel, we've got.
and the blades are made of a polymer that's lighter and is not steel.
The plows, we have not repaired one plow, starting with the plows we bought in 2005. There's not been a lot of repairs. Other than the little wear on the actual cutting engine stuff. I can't say enough about. I know it was a big chunk of money, but it's definitely proved well worth it.
Paying dividends, yeah.
And the plow tires, we can't take it away.
Oh, yeah,
We're still buying a mailbox once in a while.
Yeah, you know, it's awfully hard to convince people they didn't hit it, it's the snow coming off, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the master government lease purchase agreement Motion is second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Al. Scheduling the Expo, approval of 2014 contracts and prices. Good afternoon.
I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, but we just made some minor changes to the price sheet and the contracts, just, for example, tables went from 7 to 8, chairs 6 to 8, just some minor.
Kind of like our adjustments to the parking.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions? Entertain a motion to approve the price list.
Make a motion to approve the Porter County Expo Center 2014 price list.
I'll second it. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed, same sign. Carried. And then we have,
Catering contract.
and this is just the standard form.
Yeah. Let's see here. Minor changes to that as well. One being that we bolded that the vendors need to give us a cash receipt register tape. We just bolded that because we had some difficulties getting that. And then we also took out where they need to purchase Pepsi through us. We decided it was better for us, for them to bring their own beverage products, because we were carrying all the inventory and they weren't making all of that. So,
I'll entertain a motion to approve the catering agreement.
I'll make a motion to approve the Porter County Expo Center building lease and rental agreement for catering and catering events.
I'll second it. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed, same sign. Carried. And then,
the concession catering agreement, that one the same thing. Just update the equipment list of what we have in the kitchen. Other than that, we're not any, besides the bold lettering for the cash register tape, there's no other changes.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the concession catering agreement.
I'll make a motion to approve the Porter County Expo Center concession only catering agreement.
I'll second it. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Is that all?
That's it.
All right, thank you.
And still good tomorrow.
Yes. Denver.
Okay, Sheriff, Bailey, emergency purchase discussion and funds request. Good afternoon. Before we begin, I want to compliment your SWAT team in the manner they handle themselves out on Sidewalk Road. I was there the next day and took a look at what they had to go through, and that's a pretty hard thing for anybody to have to. I mean, the guy has capability of shooting at you with a 50 caliber gun, and there's not a tree big enough you can hide behind. They do a lot. So.
Well, thank you. We're proud of them. We thank the nurses from Porter. They're on our SWAT team. We thank the Valparaiso Police Department. They're on our SWAT team. Liberty Township Fire Department is indispensable. REMC helped out a lot that evening. The neighbors put up with a lot. That was an untenable situation for everyone out there. And yes, I'm very proud of our folks. They made some very tough decisions, and it's a winning finish when nobody's hurt or hurt.
They did a great job. So, tell them go sell pizzas now and get the money you need, and we'll be all set.
Do you want to talk about the fan purchase?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, that was a situation we spoke before the air conditioning unit was put on the roof. We had some critically high temperatures in the building, and we needed to alleviate some of the problems in the cell blocks. So I did authorize an emergency expenditure of I think $2,916 I would propose that, that would be a perfect expenditure from, the jail, any day fund, from that, jail fund.
I don't think it's permissible in that, that money can only be spent for, improvements and upgrades to the structure, so.
Well, plug into the structure.
I just wish we would've got a call before you did that. I mean, we get a call and everything else, but.
Well, it was a weekend, and, or I think it might have been late Friday, I don't remember the exact date, but there wasn't a whole lot of, alternative.
Well, like I say, we're always available. Your dispatch calls us, on many occasions, so, we can always be, one of us can be rounded up anyway. And the only thing, what if we would have had a stock of fans here that could have been taken out there and used, it might have been, we ended up with $3,000 worth of fans. And so that, maybe we'll go ahead and pay for them, and then they need to come back here in case that happens at any one of our other buildings.
Oh, sure. I don't feel any ownership. We're still using them today, as a matter of fact, but, yeah, I think it's county property, so I don't have any ownership of it.
Comments? Let's do this one, and, you wanna kind of flip for it? You wanna take this one, and we'll take the next one, or?
Well, we'll talk.
Yeah, okay. Okay, let's, what are we gonna pay for this one?
Melissa down there, yes. We have a PCD, other equipment,
That'll work.
or we have to do
This one's other equipment, CCD.
113, 45.
All right, I'll make a motion to reimburse for the fans for the jail for the cost, was it $2,916.83? Be taken out of the CCD building, 1138, line item 45.
Give a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carried. And when the are finished, we need to get them back to maintenance, and then, so we can let everybody know that if that occasion happens again, that we're prepared.
Sure.
All right, funds request.
We are trying to put finishing, features on the, electronic medical, records, conversion. We're going from paper to electronic, for EMR. We had, made a, request earlier in the year for, $45,000. That was what we had estimated would be the project. We put about $7,300, we'll find funds in that amount to, put into the project. But, we still need to finish off, and it's a little hardware issue, and, once again, software companies, want their pound of flesh, the interface with, the Tiburon, the building's, record system. We still need, $8,150.72 to finish the project.
Was that a contract that we had?
Well, yeah, it's part of the contract. I don't know exactly where it fits in, but, it's items that EMR won't function without.
The total cost was $60,496.26, and I think we had approved $45,000, which left a $15,494 balance. And you kicked in $7,345.54, and the balance is $8,150.72.
Would that be payable for EMR directly, or is that just?
I think that may be, split between vendors. Edie, I think, wouldn't some of that go to Tiburon?
Yes,
Interface?
Tiburon, we need another $7,182. For EMR, the total is gonna be $30,700.
software, hardware, and, all the parts and everything is $15,432.
So it's split between, it's split
We're
among.
gonna have
the
quite a
vendors.
few vendors. I think I've been sending you over Chester's, CDW, ProVantage, places where we've been purchasing all the software and hardware.
Our dilemma is like every other department. Since we went to the new chart of accounts for the auditor, we're running around trying to put square pegs in round holes to make these kind of charges work. Is there a possibility to pay one vendor who could then pay the others as subcontractors?
Because what we need is a contract so that we can put it under a line item for contraction.
Okay. I'm not sure, since this is something new, I suppose that's, Marty tells me if we maybe go with Core EMR, we'll discuss it with either them or Tiburon to see which entity would be able to do it. But there's gotta be a way.
If we could do it as an addendum to an existing contract, we can, the auditor will pay that. If we have to do individual ones, we're gonna have to get a separate contract with each and one of those individual ones. So if we can pay one person, let them pay the others as subcontractors, that would probably be an easier way to do it.
All right, well,
But if we have to have a Tiburon contract in the Core EMR,
I see the dilemma, and I wasn't familiar with the new structure, so,
Don't worry, nobody.
we'll endeavor to do that. We'll start twisting arms and so we can get this installed.
So the total dollar amount you need is $8,150.72?
Correct.
All right. Okay. Why don't we entertain a motion to do that under the existing contract with Core EMR, and then you can direct the auditor with Melissa's help, I'm sure, as to how that check can be written and
Right.
how it will be subdivided. So,
Okay. Easy with that?
you can have that, formal motion.
I'll make a motion to purchase of the Core EMR in the amount of $8,150.72. And I think we took it out of that same place, didn't we, Melissa? 1138.
All the other parking lot stuff came from the jail maintenance.
Okay. Let's do it there. So we're gonna have the same. Yeah.
So maybe we should do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do it that way.
If you pay for it out of the jail rainy day fund, you can just pay for it out of the equipment fund.
Okay.
And then we would need to have,
An additional to the, an addendum to the contract.
right, and what number was that? The phone number is 1187.
Okay.
45.
So you want to correct your motion for that, and then we correct the second?
All right, let me make a motion to approve the purchase of the Core EMR in the amount of $8,150.72, so taken out of the jail rainy day fund, which is 1186, on 4540.
And favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Thank you. Thanks, Sheriff. Teresa Davis. Waste recycling and reduction district. We're going to talk about an art contest. We haven't had art out of recyclables.
Well, not necessarily recyclables. What we'd like to do is ask the commissioners if they would host some art, such as the example that's over there. We'd like to engage our schools in grades 6 through 12 to plywood, a reusable product, with the latex paint, which the county is not participating with, so they will work with the latex paint recycle project. And to mark America's Recycle Day, which is November 15th every year. Engage the schools to paint material like that, put it up here in the county building, in the county administration building. What we did, you see the black tab, midway and towards the bottom, that's the 3M product, which can come away from the wall without marking the wall, without putting holes in the wall. Spoken with the maintenance department about their thoughts on it, they're comfortable with that, using that product on the walls as well, I believe, with the exception of where there's wallpaper in this building. would like to engage the public to come into the building, please, pieces of art during half time, we will have participation that way, and then people can go online and vote. So we'll be able to engage people when they go online to vote for art. We can educate them about the latex paint, about water quality issues, water hydrants, water emissions, to help with MS4 education. So we're here today to see if the commissioners would consider posting the pieces of art.
I don't see any objection. Anyone have any comments?
That's great, that's great.
We would better do that for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the recycle art contest for the schools in Illinois City.
Second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. There's one thing we might ask is that, make sure that they're not gonna, be loose where somebody walks up to examine them, they fall, or, something like that.
We will do that, we will put as many as we need to have on there. That's pretty sturdy, we had it up in our office all weekend long, just like it's on there.
Okay.
And since we're out of MS4,
Yeah.
trees has done a lot of work, and when we were looked over, her department was the highlight, so.
Good. I appreciate that. Key element in that education. Okay, report from commissioners. All districts, the RFP for Porter County Bridge inspection and inventory has been reviewed, and the rankings and scoring process have been approved by INDOT, and is fair and consistent with the LPA consultant selection procedure manual. The number one ranked firm is Bean Wangsett Net. The Director of Engineering is requesting that the board's permission to proceed with the INDOT LPA consultant selection process, begin contractual negotiations with the highest ranked firm. I recommend approval. Second? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And I might add, they've been doing our bridge inspections for a long time, and they're very good. North District, LPA claim voucher number 49 and LPA claim voucher number 50 for Clark County Bridge number 165, County Road 600 East over Little Calumet River to reimburse the county $1,218.80 and $558.40. Recommend approval. Motion is second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. LPA claim voucher number 20 and LPA claim voucher number 21 for Porter County Bridge 156. Porter Avenue over Coffee Creek to reimburse the county $896 and $8,595.20. Recommend approval. Motion is second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Center District.
LPA claim voucher number 5 and LPA claim voucher number 6 for the division and smoke road intersection improvement to reimburse the county $460.42 and $8,542.80. Recommend approval.
Motion is second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, we have a change order for the Opera House. This is from AIA, and the amount $338,500. That's the total contract. Okay. Okay, yeah, $38,531.44. There a motion? Second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We also have an approval addendum to the contractor agreement for the Facebook page, and the addendum reflects the amount not to exceed $19,000. In a second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Approval of a resolution changing the name of Porter County Expo Center and Fairgrounds Facebook business page to Porter County Expo Center. Motion in a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. We have a request for the transfer of funds from our ITS department, Fund 1,01050, $5,352.91 from 3620 building and structures to 3610 maintenance agreements. This is a bookkeeping item, believe it or not. Funds were placed in their incorrect line item at the beginning of the budget year. Motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carries. We have a request for additional appropriation for ITS, $10,000 to 3610 maintenance agreements. This is a correction from the 2013 budget hearings. Cover maintenance agreements for automated disk and disk backup space, increased virus and malware software, etc. Motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carries. I just have one other item. We have talked many times about the possibility of building a new animal shelter. I have had many conversations with many different groups of people, and it seems to be a consensus that the bulk of the people that we speak with think that the new shelter should be centrally located in Porter County. The most centrally located spot in Porter County that the county has anything to do with is, of course, Sunset Hill Farms on US Highway 6. I'd like to have permission from this board to myself and Commissioner Lane approach the Porter County Parks Foundation in reference to a donation of some property to build a shelter at that location. Motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. So, Rich, I'm going to tell your group will be at your next meeting. Okay. Anybody have anything else?